because it is an absolute treasure, a blast from the past. This is a super exciting moment. We might be waiting for an Uber to take us up to Brighton, Colorado, north of Denver, because there is a potential Astro van that we have had our eye on for a couple of weeks now, and this small little dream might be coming to reality. Alright guys, well, it happened. We are officially sitting in our 2000 Chevrolet Astro. I honestly couldn't be more excited because, wow, it's so nostalgic to be in an Astro van again. And this one is actually nice. The last one that I bought was some work, but you guys seem to love the Astro van content, and just wait for what we have in store for this one. So what I ended up doing was getting a Lyft ride from where I live in Littleton, Colorado to Brighton, Colorado, where I met a man named Armando. Seemed like he had quite the car collection of some really sweet classics. He invited me into his garage. We hung out for a little bit. I test drove the Astro, and then I came back in and I told him this is the van that I've been looking for the last month. And he was like, all right, cool. Would you like a beer? And we just hung out. We talked for a little bit. We enjoyed a beverage together, and now I'm driving home in this awesome new retro Astro van. So once we get home, it's gonna be about an hour drive. I will give you guys a little tour of this new project that we have on the channel. So as you can see, this thing has no problem hanging on the highway with other vehicles. It's getting up to speed really nicely. You might not be able to tell, but this thing only has 114,000 miles. It's a 24-year-old van, so 114,000 miles. This thing was barely driven. It pretty much just sat for like 20 years. So we're really excited about that. Seems like Armando was a great guy. He really put a lot of effort into reviving this thing. It's got a new windshield. It's completely detailed on the inside. He was a little disappointed that I was going to be ripping the seats out because I told him about our conversions, because he did so much work to keep this thing nice and clean and get it back into shape. But oh my gosh, I cannot express how excited I am right now to be sitting in our Astro van. Let's turn this ice cold air conditioning down to low so we can talk to you guys for a second about this purchase. As you can see, the van is very clean for its age. Now, this is a 2000 Chevrolet Astro all-wheel drive that has 114,000 miles on it. Who I bought it from, Armando. He completely detailed the inside of this van. The outside is wax, and this thing is so ready to go. It is so clean in here that I'm gonna have a hard time ripping it apart to do the conversion. Maybe we won't go full conversion. We'll try to keep some stock elements of this van because it is an absolute treasure, a blast from the past. So over the course of the last month since I've moved to Colorado from Oregon, I've been kind of scheming on which platform I would like to take on for the next build on CC Adventure. And I went through a couple of different vehicles, one being a Chevy Astro, It's the platform that we started the channel on, and they're just kind of awesome vans. They're like the new VW bus, in my opinion. Second being Econoline, a Ford E150. They're easy to find, they're pretty cheap. 3 being a Sprinter van, which I can't justify at the moment where we are financially currently to be building out a Sprinter van. They're just ridiculously expensive. And recently I just can't really justify buying any type of rear-wheel drive vehicle. Now that we live in Colorado, we're gonna have to deal with snow. It just doesn't make any sense anymore to buy a vehicle that is rear-wheel drive. And number 4 being a truck camper. Now this was the one that I was closest to before I pulled the trigger on this Astro. And a truck camper is something that is a 4-wheel drive, which again, I'll only have 4-wheel drive vehicles from here on out probably. And 2, it would just be something new and exciting, you know. I've never done a truck camper before. Trucks are highly capable and they're just cool. I'm definitely more of a truck person than a car person and a van person, apparently. The reason why we settled on the Chevy Astro is right out of the gate, we're gonna get the all-wheel drive, and that's something that's super important if you're going to be spending money on an adventure vehicle. Have it be somewhat capable. These little vans are awesome. You could do 4x4 swaps on them. You can buy lift kits for them. There's a small market for the overland industry with these vans, so and at a good price point too. Another reason is price point, right? These vans are very inexpensive. Now, I got this van for an absolute steal compared to some of the stuff that I've seen on Marketplace. Probably the most important thing to me about buying this Astro van is this is going to really hit home with all the people that started following this channel because I bought that first GMC Safari all-wheel drive van. And I hope you're excited as me. I was like a giddy little kid driving this thing home an hour south on the highway, which by the way, it performed well. Brakes work good and everything seems to be functioning. Anyways, yeah, I just hope that everyone's excited about this and look forward to a lot of build videos coming to the channel. Thank you again, and as always, we will see you in the next adventure.